Hi, it's Jan Marie Dorr, and welcome to my free live training. And I'm going to be talking today about how to grow a profitable online coaching business. And yeah, we'll get into that in just a moment. I just want to check to make sure everything's okay, the sound's okay. Just want to check that it is streaming into my group because I haven't done it exactly this way before. So, and I know it takes a minute to do that. But yeah, okay, I think it's there, hopefully. Anyway, so welcome. It's Jan Marie Dorr. I'm going to be talking about growing a profitable online coaching business today. And my original thought was I had a whole list of things that I could cover, and I was going to cover, 6 different things. And as I thought about it, I realized that better to do one thing in depth, in some detail. So what I'm going to do is I'm turning this into a series. I'll be doing, it'll either be every week or every other week. I'll do a series there's 6 to 8 things that you need to do to become more profitable as an online coach, really grow your business, become that go-to expert in your field that people are seeking you out. And so that's what I'm going to talk about. So see if I can check, just making sure that it is streaming. I'm sure it is, but always want to check. I guess I can redo it if it's not. So see more, not seeing it. Interesting. Okay. Well, I'll just go ahead anyway. It'll be recorded. I believe I'm not seeing it in my group. I know we posted as an event, so it might be in the event space here, but I'm not seeing. Let me click see activity. No. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do the training, and we'll see what happens. But I'm not seeing it in my group right now. So I'm breaking it down today. My topic I want to talk about today is choosing your niche. Now I'm sure you've heard that before, choosing your niche audience, but it's such an important piece, and I'm going to break it down into 3 different things. It's your specialty, it's your ideal clients or your target audience, and then it's the topic or theme of your coaching program. So there's 3 things that are coming together in this. And there's a lot of decisions to be made around it. There's a little bit of research, maybe, really honing in on your zone of genius. That's an important piece as well. And so you need to really dig deep on those things. That's why I start with that in my programs, because it's the foundation of your whole business, of a successful business. And if you don't get that part right, then the rest of it that you're building, if you're building a coaching program or doing a launch, if you don't have those foundational pieces, it's not going to go as well as it could. So that's what we're talking about today. And so I'm talking about creating a group coaching or a group program, a coaching program. So it could be a one-on-one program as well. But I'm also right now I'm talking about group coaching programs and online courses as well. That's my theme, this month, that I'm talking about. So I talk about it in terms of a topic sometimes, a topic or a theme that you're choosing for your coaching program. So you can start with that. Like, if you're designing a coaching program, what would you like it to be about? What's your specialized area of expertise? We used to start, I know when I started years ago, we always started with our clients for some reason. We started with our ideal clients and we say, well, what do they want? What are their problems and what do they want? And how can I fit myself to help them, solve their problem and coach them on that? That's how we used to do it. Now we've flipped that, and I always say start with your brilliance, your zone of genius. What do you love to do? What are you really an expert at, or really really good at? Because you want to build your whole business around that. It's not just there's a few clients out there that have a problem, and yeah, I think I could help them with that, so I'll create a coaching program. That's the wrong way to go about it. So now I say really hone in on what's your passion, your purpose, your expertise, your life stories as well. Really dig into that. And that's going to be what you're going to build your coaching program around. That's how you're going to help other people. It's your experience, your expertise, your zone of genius, I call it. It's not just your area of competence that you're, pretty good at. It's what you're really, really brilliant at, what people come to you for and ask you questions about, that comes really naturally to you, that you can do easily. That's what you really want to hone in on. And so start with that, your zone of genius. And then And then you have an idea of what your topic or your theme would be for your group program. It's based around your specialized expertise, your passion and purpose, things like that. Your mission could be your mission, or some women I'm working with are starting a movement. In a sense, that's what I'm up to. A movement of women that are up to big things in the world. They're coaches and change makers, and they're getting their voice and their message out into the world, and that's what I'm helping them do, so that together we can, shift the consciousness of the planet and help people change their lives for the better. That's the underlying goal of what I'm up to. And you got your specialized expertise. Then you're looking at who's an ideal client for you, like who needs you most. Who's the person, and you can get it down to one person and maybe 1 to 3 people. You don't want to look at a huge target audience. You don't need a lot of people. I've talked recently about having a micro niche. You're really narrowing down, honing in on a smaller audience within a very large niche, because especially if you're going online, which I teach, creating an online coaching business, that the broader you go geographically, the more narrow your expertise or your specialty needs to be, and your ideal clients as well. And you don't need, millions of people, although some of you might be going for millions of followers. It doesn't take a lot of people when you go down for the more of that micro niche that I'm talking about. But you do want to get clear on who's an ideal client for you, who's a soulmate client that would really resonate with you, what you're doing, who would be in alignment with who you are and what you're up to, your soul purpose, who's in alignment with that as well. That's an ideal client. Or in marketing, we call it your target audience. I've never liked that word, that phrase, but it's your target audience. Who are you, quote, targeting? I call it more calling in. You're calling in your clients, calling in your audience. I do a lot of mindset and consciousness practices to energetically call in clients, and works really, really effectively. So we're not just targeting them. we're calling them in through our energy, through our consciousness, and through our level of awareness as well. That's what I like to teach. It's a different approach than you often see out there. But it's, I call it a niche audience, so that's who your ideal clients are. It's a more narrow audience. It's not like the whole general public or all the women in the world or anything like that. And I know some people think it's a little counterintuitive. You think, well, if I go very narrow, I'm not going to have enough people. And I mean, there is a chance you could go so narrow, but typically most women I find are not narrow enough. They're not targeted enough, not narrow enough. They're just a little vague and fuzzy on what their zone of genius is. That's where I love to help make decisions around that. What are you really, really good at, and who needs you most? Who can you help? And then it's just calling them in, putting some messages out, and calling those people to you. That's how you grow your business. But the other aspect of this, of choosing your niche for your coaching program, is you want to help people solve a problem or overcome a challenge, or the other side of that is achieve a desire. So it might be a desire, but typically I would say probably 70% or 75% of people, when they come to coaching, they've got a problem that they want to solve. They've got a change that they want to make, like something's not working for them, and they want to change it. They want to change, whether it's their life or their business or their relationship or their health. They want to make some changes. So typically they're aware of the problem or the challenge that they have. A lot of people aren't aware how much it's affecting them. So that's what you can do in your marketing when you're calling them in. You highlight the problem and how it might be affecting them, and then they'll start to recognize themselves in that, in how you can help them as well. And so they've typically got a problem or a challenge. That's what they're aware of. And you don't want this is where you might do a bit of research. You don't want just like a superficial small problem that they've been putting off for a couple of years that's not that big a deal and they're not motivated to change. You want a bigger problem than that. You want a problem that's really been, bothering them for a while. They're ready to make a change with it. They know they need help. That's the kind of people you're looking for. They want help solving this problem. They're motivated. They're willing to take action, and they're ready to or willing to invest in themselves to make this change, or invest in you as a coach. And so that's why you want to really, as I said, drill down into this. Who are these people? What is that problem or challenge that you can help them with through your coaching program? Now, I teach women how to create a coaching program and also an online course, an online training. The two together, I've always done that since my first year of coaching. I've always done training and courses. And so I create the courses and I package them with one-on-one coaching or group coaching. I do both. And the two together, and I find the training, I say the training is your marketing. That's what calls people in. That's what makes your coaching very tangible. It makes it really clear how you can help people, how they'll benefit from working with you, which is what you want to convey to them as well. And so making it clear how you help them solve a problem or an outcome that they could achieve by working with you. Let's say you design a 3-month coaching program. By the end of that program, what's going to be different for the people you're going to be working with, for your clients? How are you really helping them? What's the result they could get, or we sometimes call it the promise of your program. What's the promise? And so you don't want to talk about just when you're talking about your program and when you're putting it together, you don't want to just talk about your process. And now an example of that would be one of the things that I help my clients do. I just said I help them create an online course. I help them design a signature coaching program that they could deliver either one-on-one or in a group format. Or both, I help them launch that, do some of the marketing and selling, sign up clients, attract clients. So those are all the processes that I do. And that's the one mistake. A lot of people, that's all they talk about is the process that you take people through. So if I say, I'm going to help you create an online course, now that might be something you want, and that might be the thing that pulls you in, but it's usually the outcome of that. So as a result of me helping you create an online course and a group coaching program, what's going to be different for you? So I like to say the outcome, that ultimate benefit or the ultimate outcome that you'll achieve by going through my program is you'll have more income. That's how I can justify people investing in my programs. I'll say, you can really double or triple your income. You can really boost up your income as an online coach by packaging up your signature coaching program and an online training, an online course. The two together, you can really boost your income. And of course, you can up-level your impact as well. You can reach more people. You can work with more people, especially if you're going into a group format. You're impacting more people. You're making more money. And it also gives you more freedom when you shift your model. It's a more scalable business model when you're doing group programs, that you're working with more people at one time. And I find most of my clients get a better result in a group format than just one-on-one. So all of my one-on-one clients, they also get to participate in my group programs, and they get access to my online courses as well. And so at the one-on-one level, they get, all my support in there. But people really benefit from a group format. So what that does, when I mention scalable, that means that you can work with more people at a time. Let's say it's a 90-minute session once a week that you're doing in your group coaching program. You could impact a lot of people in that time. Now, whether your group is small or whether it's large, that's one of the choices that we make. I help my clients make all those decisions that we need to make. How big or small is your group, and how many people, and who's it for, and how long is it, what are you going to price it at? Those are all the things we make decisions about, and I'll be talking about them in upcoming trainings as well. I'll be doing more trainings. I said I'm developing this into a series now instead of just a one time, give you everything on building a profitable business. So today, as I said, is focused on your niche, your zone of genius, your target audience, who needs you most, what's the problem you help them with. Now that problem, hone in on one big core problem that they have. So if you're brainstorming this, you might make a list of, here's 5 or 10 problems that my ideal clients have that they're aware of. Now they need to be aware that they have this problem as well. That's the other side of it. I know a lot of coaches, they're aware of the problem, the coach is aware of the problem, but the clients they're trying to attract aren't as aware of the problem. So you need to make sure your audience knows they have a problem. They might be a little bit vague about it, and they often don't know what it's costing them to not solve that problem. So in your marketing, that's what you're doing. You're helping them, raise their awareness about, if you've got this particular problem, what's it costing you? So I might say, if you're not creating an online course, you're leaving money on the table because you could be selling that even independent of your time. I've got some self-study courses that I can just sell once I've run them and created them. I can sell them over and over. And we've got all the marketing material, and it doesn't take any of my time. I do like to package my courses with group coaching. I always do, because I think people get a better result that way. So my courses, I've got a couple of self-study courses, but most of them come packaged up with group coaching. So I think that's mostly what I wanted to say today. I'm going to do some shorter trainings. I'll try for once a week. I'll probably do another one next week. And so I'm breaking it down into a series of trainings. And so I always like to give assignments. So what you could do is you want to get clear on what your zone of genius is. And so write that down. One great thing to do to get clear is to ask people who know you well. Get some feedback from people who know you really well. And one question you can ask is, what's the first thing you think of when you think of me? Gives you some feedback. What do people, because that's your brand, is the perception of other people. You can do, what you can try to do to build your brand, but your brand is actually the perception of your audience out there, what people think of you, what they see as they look at you and your, everything about you. That's your brand, So get feedback on, what's your brand? What's your zone of genius? What do people look to you for? What do they come to you for help with? So get clear on that, get some feedback from some people, and then hone in on your ideal clients. If you've got a really broad general audience, try to narrow that in. You'll do much, much better, especially with an online business, by going more narrow. Go narrow and then go deep. That's what I like to help the women I work with. I help them do that. Go really narrow in your niche, and then you can go really deep with people. Really, really get in there and help them, rather than staying, broad and general and superficial. And you can't go really deep, and it's harder that way to attract people. Whereas when you go more narrow, the people that need you really recognize that you can help them. And they're more drawn to your message. You don't have to work so hard at trying to attract clients when you go a bit more narrow in your niche. So that's the quote assignment from this training today, from this lesson. Start to hone in on your specialized expertise, your zone of genius, and then who needs you most, who's your niche audience, your ideal clients, your soulmate clients that you want to call in to work with you. What are the problems that they have that they're aware of, that they're looking for help solving, or it might be a challenge that they have, or it could be a desire. If you're a relationship coach and you help people have a loving relationship, that's more of a desire. But underneath that, the reason they're looking for a loving relationship is usually because they don't have enough love. That's the problem in their relationship, something like that, or enough affection or communication. And so that's the kind of problem that they have, that they're aware of, that you can help them with. And then get clear on what's the outcome or the promise of your program. So that's the idea where if you were to, let's say your group program is 3 months long or 6 months long, at the end of that, after people go through your program and you've been coaching them and you've been teaching them, what's different for them as a result of that at the end of that? Because that's actually what you're selling, is that outcome, that promise for people. And so that's it for today. I'm hoping this went live all right, and I don't know if I can look, and I'll see if I can check. Let me see if I can check if there's any questions. If you're watching after the fact and you have a question, just be sure and post it there, because for some reason I'm not seeing the video. I'm on my phone here trying to check. I'll just check online here and see if I can see it in the group. And if you do have a question and I missed it, be sure to let me know. I think it's because we set this up as an event, and I think it might be showing in the event because it's not showing at my page for some reason. So yeah, that's it. And if you want some help, if you liked what I talked about today and you want some help putting together an online course or your signature coaching program that you could create and then you could offer it as a group program if you like. I do teach that as well. Launching and even leading group programs. If you're into that and you want a more profitable online coaching business and you're ready for some help, my program Sold Out Groups and Courses is on now. We're starting soon, and that's at soldoutgroups.com. The link's in the video, so it's soldoutgroups.com. I'm going to be changing the name soon, so the URL will be different if you're watching this at a later time. But right now it's soldoutgroups.com. Got a really special offer on right now. It's double the time in the program for the early people that sign up, the early adopters. That's on now. You get twice as many coaching calls. You get access, immediate access to the training, and to help you create an online course and a group program if that's what you want, or it could be a one-on-one program, and how to launch it, how to attract your audience, how to really stand out as an expert in your field and really position yourself. I teach authority content marketing, where you're positioning yourself in a certain way as an expert brand, and that's how people find you and are drawn to work with you. So check that out if you want some help. Even what I talked about today, the important decisions around your niche and your topic, your program. So check that out, soldoutgroups.com, and we will see you next time. Bye for now.